Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Hanzo from Overwatch. Let's get started in the center of our face with the eyebrow. So I'm going to start on the left side. On the lower part of the eyebrow, I'm going to start on the outside and curve down and then in. From the inside, I'm just going to draw a diagonal line going up towards the middle. Let's do the same thing on the right side. We're going to leave a gap in the center, starting at the top, angling down, and we're going to curve the lower part of the eyebrow, going down and then up. Now let's move to the top part of the eyebrow. So on the left side here at this point, we're going to curve across to right about there. Now we're going to draw another point. We're going to curve it upwards. We'll curve down towards the inside of the frown line. We're going to leave it a little bit higher than the lower point here. So curving down. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start on the inside this time. We're going to curve up towards the top point. We're going to curve it back down. And then we'll curve in towards that outer point. Let's go ahead and color the eyebrows in black. Just below the eyebrows, I'm going to draw a little curve for the eyelid. So on the outside edge here, it's going to draw a curve going across and then in. On the right side, we're just going to line this up, curving across and out. Let's tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. So it's basically a half circle. From the outside corner, we're going to step in, curve around towards the bottom, and then tuck that in underneath the eyebrow, leaving a little bit of an overlap. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Starting on the inside, down, and then up. I'm just going to extend the eyelid over just a little bit further. From here, let's add a little bit of an eye bag. So on the inside edge of the left eye, we're going to curve down and then out. Do the same thing on the right. Now on the top left, we're just going to draw a little half circle for a highlight. Starting at the top corner, we curve down and then just pull that back up. I want to line up the highlight on the right side. So the bottom edge will come down to here, curving down, pulling that up. In the center of the iris, we're going to draw on a pupil. So this is going to get tucked in underneath the highlight. So right here, we're just going to curve around, pull that up. We're going to color that in black. And we'll do the same thing on the right side, lining up the bottom edge of the iris all the way up towards the top. We'll fill that in black. Let's move in between the eyes, stepping down. We're going to draw a V for the nose. Going down the middle and then back up. Below the nose, we're just going to draw a curve for the mouth. So starting on the left side, we'll curve up and then down. Below the mouth, we're just going to draw a reverse curve for the lower part of the lip. Let's move to the outside of the eyes and draw a curve coming down towards the tip of the beard. So on the left side here, we're going to leave a gap. We're going to curve down just below the mouth right here. Down and in to right about here, about lining up with the bottom edge of the lip. We'll do the same thing on the right. So lining up the top, down, and pull that in. From here, we're going to take these two lines, draw two straight lines going up. Now we're going to come down towards the center point, just a little bit lower than the sides. Let's draw a curve just above the mouth. So starting on the left side, we're going to step over, draw a curve directly above the mouth, leaving a little gap over towards the right side. From here, we're going to curve in, curving down to right about here. Now we're going to draw two little points, going up and then down. Now from these 2 points, we're going to curve up underneath a little, leaving a little overlap. Let's move to the top and draw on the top of the mustache. So from the center, we're going to angle out just below the nostrils, going up on the other side. Now we're going to curve down the side. From here, we're going to curve around to right there. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to draw a little point on the side here. So we're going to continue this curve going up. We're going to curve that back down, and then we'll blend it in towards the side of the head, curving up. Let's do the same thing over here. So this curve is going to continue up. We'll pull that down towards the side of the face, and then just blend it in towards the cheek. From here, I'm going to move up to the top and draw in the hair. So in the center, we're going to step up to right about here, draw a point. From this point, I want to curve up and out towards the left. Now the hair is going to come down along the side of the head here. So from this point, I just want to curve around the eyebrow towards the side of the head. Curving down to right about there. I'm just going to close off that gap on the side of the head. From this point, I want to curve up and underneath this line. Across. And here we're just going to add a few little lines. So we're going to take this curve, stepping over, and we're just going to duplicate this a few times across. Now from the top, I'm just going to take this point here and curve over towards the left, going up and then down. Taking this point, and we'll curve down and just blend in with the point. Let's move over to the right side and draw the top edge of this hair. So from this point, I'm going to curve up and out towards the right, about the same width as the eye. Then from here, I'm just going to curve out and then down towards the cheek, going outwards and then pulling it in towards that point. Now let's add the hair spikes coming out from the side of the head. So we're going to start just above the eyebrow, right on the left side here, with a curve going up. Now we're going to taper that back in. About halfway along this line right here, we're going to curve up again. We're going to draw a larger spike coming around and behind that hair strand. Then right here, about halfway along this line, we're just going to curve directly in behind that hair strand and just continue in between towards the side of the head. Let's take that and flip it over on the right side. So we're going to take this point, line it up on the right, curve up and out. We'll taper that back in. Then again, halfway along this line, we're going to curve up. And we'll taper this back in towards the side of the head. We're going to go up halfway again and curve in beside the head. Now we're going to tuck the little part of the ears underneath. So right here, we're going to curve down in behind the head. You'll see a little bit of it on this side. So we start up here, curving in behind that hairband. We'll continue in behind the head. Let's continue with the top of the head. So from this point, we're going to step over towards the left and curve up, and just pulling it inwards. Do the same thing on this side. So starting right here, we're going to curve up. And pull it into the same height as we have on the left. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve, going up in the middle and down on the right side. Let's add some hair strands in the head. So from that center point, I just want to curve over and up towards the top of the head. I'm going to step over and just draw another curve, going up a little bit wider. Now we're going to step over, drawing another curve, and then from this point, we'll curve out. Let's do the same thing on the left side. From here, we're going to curve down in behind the hairband, go up here, curving down, and then we'll do one more on the side. Now let's move to the top and the center here and draw a little curve for the little hairband. Curving up and then down. We're going to add a few little hair strands coming out. So from the top on the left side here, we're going to curve over towards the right, and then we'll just flick it up. Take that point and curve down towards this point on the side of the hairband. Now right in here, I'm just going to draw a little curve, just separate the hair. Let's draw another hair piece coming out this way. So right up here, we're just going to curve up towards the left. Then we'll curve down towards the left side of that hairband. And here we're just going to draw another curve. Let's draw 2 hair strands coming out the sides. So from here I'm just going to curve up and out. Do the same thing on the right. Let's finish off the head with a little scarf that sticks out on the side here. So from this corner, we're just going to draw a straight angled line going up and out towards the right. We're going to overlap this, so stepping down, intersecting it. Now from this point, we're going to curve down towards the tip of the scarf. Down. Now from this point, I'm going to draw a straight line coming down. And then we're going to angle it upwards towards the left, right in behind the head. And then from this point, we're just going to tuck this in behind this line about halfway. Up and behind. Now that we got the head, let's work our way down the body. So we're going to start with the sides of the body here first. So on either side, we're going to step down from the head, drawing a curve coming down and slightly outwards. We're going to go over towards the right and draw the same thing, curving out and down. Let's connect those 2 points with a curve, going down in the middle, and back up on the right. Before I add any detail up here, let's continue down with the lower torso. So on the side, he's got this little pouch. So from the corner of the hip, we're going to curve out and then back in. We're going to step over and draw a straight angled line coming down. Let's connect those 2 points with a curve. We're going to step up about halfway, draw another curve for the flap. And then in here at the top, we're just going to draw a little rectangle. So 2 lines coming up, and then connecting it with a straight line across. In the middle of the body, right down here, we're going to draw 2 lines side by side. We're going to close off the bottom with a straight line. Now we're going to draw the little cloth that comes across the waist. From this corner, we're going to curve down and in behind that pouch. About halfway, we're just going to draw a short straight line going across. From the right side, we're going to curve down and then up towards the right side of the waist. Curving around and then back up. Right in here, we're just going to draw a straight line across for a little wrinkle. Down over here, he's got this little canister. So we're going to start with a little circle, start from this corner, going around, and back up to the top, and draw a smaller circle inside. Now we want to connect this canister with the center piece right here. So it's basically a hose that goes across. So on the side of the canister, we're going to curve up towards the bottom left corner. We're going to step down and aim towards the bottom right corner. Along here, we're just going to add a series of lines, but just start to angle them as we come up this way. On this side, you'll see a little bit coming up on the side. So right here, we're going to curve around in behind the pouch. From this corner, we're just going to curve across. Let's move down and draw on the bottom edge of the gi. So from the corner of the hip, we're just going to angle down and out towards the right. This is going to curve in behind the canister right here. So we're going to curve across, pull that up. In the middle, behind this hose, we're just going to draw a straight line for the seam. Let's continue down with the legs. So the pants get pushed up by the boot. So we're going to draw 2 almost like half circles tucked in underneath the bottom of the gi. So starting over here, we'll curve down and pull that up just left of center. We'll do the same thing on the right. Going down and tucking that up, leaving a little bit of an overlap. Let's draw the inside part of the leg. So we're going to step in, curving down towards the heel. We'll do that same thing on the right side. We're going to curve the bottom of the feet. So from the heel to the toe, we'll draw a curve on both sides. Now the toe, we're just going to square it off with a straight line. Now this is going to curve up. We're not going to go all the way up, but we're going to aim towards the center of the leg. So curving up like that. We want to draw a little bevel for the kneecap. So here we're just going to angle to the outside of the leg. Let's do the same thing on the right. So we're going to curve up and in to right about there. We're going to angle up towards the side of the pant. Now from these points, I'm just going to draw a straight line going across, about halfway across the leg, and then we're going to pull that up underneath the pant leg with an angled line. Let's add some more detail to the boot. So from the top of the toe, we're going to curve across. We're going to go up in an angle, go across with a straight line, and come straight down towards the bottom of the boot. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the top corner, we're going to curve across, go up in an angle, go across with a short line, and then come straight down. We're going to take this curve and just duplicate it right up above with a little bit of a sole. And then from that point here, we're going to curve up and back towards the back of the leg. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Right up in here, we're just going to draw a little separation line. So in this little gap, I'm just going to angle in. Same thing on the right. Let's move back up to the top and draw in the left arm. So about halfway along this curve, right here, curve down and out towards the left. We're going to do a half circle for the thumb. At the base of the thumb right here, we're just going to intersect it with a little bracket. And at the bottom of this curve, we're going to curl around the bracket and pull that up. We're going to step down, draw another curve going up. Then the third finger is going to come up just above the wrist line, curving around and then up to right about there. We're going to take that point and curve across towards the inside of the arm, just above that wrist line. From this point, curve up and out. We're going to curve in the opposite direction, aiming towards the shoulder. Curving in and up. Now we're just going to curve this across in the opposite direction, in behind the head. Let's add in some detail to the glove. From this wrist line, we're just going to curve across, and then I'm just going to separate this with a straight line. Now let's add that little strap that goes across the body. So in this shoulder area right here, we're going to draw a straight angled line going in behind the chin. From the top, we're going to curve across and down, leaving a gap on the side. We're going to go to the bottom and draw another curve right beside it. Now here we're going to add a couple canisters. So from the top, we're going to step up, draw an angled line. Step over, draw that twice, and then one final time just on the side of the body, down towards the bottom. Let's connect those 2 points with a curve that goes up and then back down. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to do the opposite on the bottom, curving down and back, up in the middle, down and up on the right. We're going to continue the bottom of the strap on the right side here, towards the side of the body. Now in the canister, I'm just going to draw a straight line going across the bottom and then across the top. Up in the shoulder, we're just going to add that little separation piece for the shoulder. So on the side of the arm, we're going to curve in behind the strap. Now we can layer the top of the gi in behind this little strap here. So in the corner right here, curving in behind the canister, we're going to continue this curve across towards the left. Now this one's going to come across from the left over towards the right. Starting underneath the chin, we'll go underneath the strap, continue down in behind this line. We're going to add a few little stitch lines across these 2 lines here. So starting at the top, I'm just going to draw a series of little dash lines. We're going to go across the bottom, leaving a little gap in between. Let's move over towards the right side, draw this arm. So this arm, I'm going to have him holding his bow. So we're going to start at the top of the shoulder, so lining up the top, we're going to curve across, down, and over towards the right. From here, we're going to layer in the thumb. Stepping down, curving up toward the top of the thumb, coming down, and we're going to pull this up about halfway along the curve. From here, we're just going to curve back to the palm, in behind. Let's layer in the fingers in behind here. So at the side of the thumb, we're going to curve out, and then back in. It's almost like an oval. Stepping down, we're going to curve around, and then in behind the thumb. We'll do that one more time. The base of that finger will curve around, and then back in. Now let's layer the handle of the bow in behind the hands. So at the top here, we draw 2 lines. Coming up on the top of the fingers, we'll continue that along the bottom with 2 short lines. We're going to connect those 2 points with a curve, and the bottom will go in the opposite direction. Now from those 2 corners, we're going to go out with a straight line, just going past the edge of the knuckles. We'll connect those 2 points, curving out and then in. Now we're going to go around the side of the handle. So from the left corner, we're going to go out in an angle, going up. Now we're going to go across, straight line, going to right about there. On the bottom, we're going to take this corner and just go straight down, and then we'll go across, just lining up this line with the top. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve. We're going to curve it out, and then back in. We'll add a little bit of detail in here. So on the top, we're just going to angle down, and the bottom will angle up. We'll connect those 2 points with a curve. Let's add a few little lines in here. Starting from the top, I'm just going to leave an even gap all the way across. On the tip here, there's a little blade. So from this point, we're going to curve up. Now we're going to taper that back in behind the handle. Now let's draw in the arms of the bow. Starting from the top, right about halfway along here, curving up. Do the same thing on the bottom, curving down. Go up in an angle, and from here we're going to go down in an angle. We're going to curve across. I'm going to curve this in towards that corner, just rounding it out. Do the same thing with the top. Now from this corner, right here, we're going to curve up and back towards the left. And we're going to draw a straight line going up towards the tip of the bow arm. So following this angle of the handle, going up towards the top. Let's do the same thing on the bottom. From this corner right here, we curve around. And we just want to line this up with these 2 lines right here, going across this way. Pull pull that down. Now from the top point here, we're just going to angle down, just tapering it around, and then from here we're just going to connect it to that point with a curve going around. Do the same thing with the bottom, just angling up, curving around towards the bottom there. Now I just want to draw a straight line from this corner to that corner in behind the handle. Draw a straight line in behind, do the same thing along the bottom. Now from here we can layer the back of the arm in behind the bow. So below this finger we're going to step down, curving up in towards the wrist. We're going to step down from the edge of the wrist, curving across and then in behind the body. Now I just want to go back in and draw some very simple patterns along the arms and the lower part of the gi. So let's start on this side first. Just up from the wrist, we're going to curve across, we're going to curve back out, and then hook it back down, just tapering it. We're going to step down, and we're going to draw a little swirl, going all the way around like that. Then from the top, we're going to curve in behind the shoulder strap. Let's do the tattoo along this arm here. So we're going to start on the wrist, we're going to step over, curve across, just separating the arm. From here, we're going to step up, draw another curve. And do this twice. Going around. Now I just want to add some whimsical sort of pattern in here. So right here in the arm, we're just going to swirl around. From here, we're going to curve to the bottom of the arm. And then from the top, we'll curve up. Just going to add some more lines up in here. You can basically add any kind of pattern you'd like. I'm just going to go with some sort of random pattern. Up here, I'm just going to swirl around in the opposite direction, and then curving down, back up. Right in here, we're just going to separate the little shoulder area tattoo. Draw one more curve in there like that. Along the bottom of the gi, there's a similar pattern, so we're going to start right in the middle, draw a little swirl, curve around towards the bottom on the right, draw that twice, draw another separation right there. On this side, I'm just going to curve down, 2 lines like that, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Hanzo from Overwatch. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send us your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.